to Love Problems. I love you, but I have a problem.
But...
Hey, I was watching that.
Not anymore. Now hurry up or you'll be late for school.
I am the Grim Reaper. I don't have to go to school.
This episode, you do!
But I don't wanna.
Y'all ever had a vision that you knew so strongly was destiny through the depths of your essence, but it's in your head? And it's like people outside of your head try and tell you how you gotta be, and deter you from showing up authentically. Catch yourself starting to believe the shit, like blah, blah, blah.
Hey y'all, welcome to Naya's Notes. I am your host, Naya Jaleesa. Welcome in, welcome in. So since it is October, it's officially spooky season. I have a lot of interesting and fun, spooky, October-based Halloween-themed readings for this month. So I wanted to start off with something that was on the more fun side, but still just a little spooky, okay? So today we're going to be doing Which Character Are You? From the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. And this is also essentially like a how are people viewing you type of reading, because that's what we're going to be picking up on is, you know, the energy that you exude and how people, like what other people basically would say is the character that you resonate with the most. Well, not necessarily that you resonate with, but that other people perceive you as, or that other people would say that you're the most like, okay? So without further ado, if you would like to book a personal or support the channel, find out what the intro song is, find me on socials. You can find all of that down below in the description box. With that being said, I'm going to show you this next image. Each image will have all three characters because obviously it'll be too easy if you just pick your own character. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that photo, pick your pal, and then choose your timestamps down below. Let's get into it. Okay, hey group one, welcome to your reading, okay, on Which Character Are You? From the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. If you would like to book a personal, find out the intro song, support the channel, or find me on socials, you can find that information down below in the description box. Other than that, let's just get straight to it. I did put these three little notes in here with each character's name, so I'm gonna pull and see which character is group one. Which character is group one? I'm excited. Let's see. I feel like this reading is going to be very fun. Okay, we have Grim. Oh, wait. My bad, y'all. Grim. Group one. You know what? That's actually not surprising. Let's see. Spirit, how does group one remind people of Grim from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? Ooh. Not my deck splitting like that. First of all, what I'm hearing is that sometimes your friends, I'm hearing especially, feel like jokes go over your head, okay? And I also feel like you have two sides to you, because it's like sometimes Grim is like, obviously he's like the guardian in the show, right? So there are certain times where he's being more mature and level-headed and, you know, trying to be diplomatic. But there's also times where he's kind of like naive and it's like, what is going on? You know what I mean? So let's see. Literally, I don't know why, but something about this, we have the Fool and the Ten of Swords in reverse. So first of all, you guys are definitely like Grim because you're not afraid to let something die and start something new. You're not afraid to, literally with him being the Grim Reaper and him like sending, like killing things essentially and sending things to the afterlife or to the underworld. It's like you have this energy where if something is not working for you, or if someone tries you, this could be for people or things, but it's like you have this energy here where you're very in tune with what feels good to you or what feels like it's in alignment with like where your life is supposed to be going, okay? And so it's like when something doesn't fit into that, you're quick to get rid of it. Or when somebody does not fit into that, you're quick to let them go or cut them off. You're not afraid of like, it's literally like you're not, I'm hearing like you're not afraid of death. And I'm getting this in multiple ways. You could be daredevils and like you could be somebody who is very fond of risk and like you like doing things for an adrenaline rush in that sense. Because even with this Fool here, they're literally, she's literally just on the edge of this cliff, headphones in, could be finna fall off, but don't really give a damn, you know what I mean? It's like that. But then there's also this energy when I say you're not afraid of death, in the sense that you're not afraid of starting over. You're not afraid of, you're not the kind of person who's going to hold on to something just because of history or just because of nostalgia. Like you're the kind of person who, when you're done with somebody, like you're the kind of person who will literally death and like they'll be dead to you, okay? It's giving skeletons, it's giving Grim, right? It's like You're the kind of person who would delete all y'all pictures, delete all their contacts, block them on everything, and you literally will proceed with your life as if you never met this person. Whereas some people, they find it really hard to detach from past connections or past places. I'm also hearing that you could have been the kind of person to leave your hometown and you don't really go back. Because, I mean, Grimm lives in the living world, but he's not from here, you know what I mean? So it's like, you have this energy too where you will leave places behind too. People from your hometown, I feel like people miss you from your hometown, but you don't really give a damn. Like, you don't really plan on ever going back. And if you do go back, it's usually like very short-lived, and then you'll be right back on to somewhere else, okay? We have the King of Wands. Okay, so since Grimm, he was obviously the Grim Reaper, he's very, you know, big and bad in the underworld. It's like you all also, there's something about you being the leader in your own life. And you could also actually be like the leader of something. So you guys could have a company or a business, or you could also work like a managerial position at work or like a leadership position. So I'm saying that, for example, this is like if you work at a school, you are the principal, like, or you're a part of the administration. Some of you, I never channel this, but some of you could be in law enforcement. Okay, some of y'all could be in law enforcement or work in like the legal world. There's this energy here of like you having authority. Some of y'all could just be parents because obviously, like I said, Grimm is like their guardian. So some of y'all could be parents or could be somebody's legal guardian. There's definitely this energy of like teacher guardian, but also like authority figure, because it's like Grimm plays those different roles because he's watching Billy and Mandy, obviously, but then he also has his duties as the Grim Reaper. So it's like both of these. This could be in your work and in your personal life. You have this like leadership role. You could also be older. I can't say how old, but you might consider yourself to be older. Like you might be I want to say you might have aunties, and you know, you might be an auntie or uncle, or maybe like there's a generation that refers to you as that. So this definitely feels like you're an adult. Like this doesn't feel like anybody who's like, you know, 18, 19, unless there's an age gap significantly between you and your younger siblings, or if you have kids or something like that. But yeah, this does give a more mature energy as well. Okay. And with that being said, okay, some of y'all could just be teachers. Like if you work at the school, you could be like administrator. You could be an administrator and like, okay, so therefore you have authority over like the staff. But then some of y'all are also teachers, where it's like you have a sense of authority and leadership within your classroom when it comes to your students. Because I am seeing this energy as well, that I'm seeing that you are perceived as like a teacher in a safe space, but it's like your students see you as somebody who can, again, it's like these two sides to you, where I feel like sometimes you come across as very like stern and very logical, very moral, very do the right thing, but then you also have this like silly fun side to you, where I feel like specifically those of you who have students or kids or like younger siblings, nieces and nephews, it's like these younger people, sometimes they can make you laugh and they can bring out this like lighter side to you that's not necessarily tied to that same leadership position, okay, or the way that you move in when you're more so in that role. This is interesting. This is so fun. I'm actually going to make this a series though. I'm not only going to do this in October. I want to do a series of, you know, these types of like, which character are you from whatever show. Next we have Three of Cups. Yeah, it's like you're really fun. Oh, I'm also hearing you could be Caribbean, because obviously, you know, Grimm has that accent. I don't know why they decided to give him that accent, but so you guys could be Caribbean. You don't have to be. But with this Three of Cups, I do feel like people see you as, you come across like the life of the party, because if you think about it, it's like Grimm is kind of the one that, how do I want to say, he has, you know, Grimm actually gives me like Libra energy low-key, in the sense that he tends to be the one trying to fix everything or be kind of like diplomatic, but then it's like if he cares, you know, sometimes he don't care and he's just like let the shit happen or whatever. But there's this energy that like you have this ability to relate to everyone, to like get along with everybody, and you just, again, it's like I think it also has to do with that leadership energy. That's how you're able to be such a good leader, is because like you can just like show up in whichever way is needed for you to show up to deal with that specific person. It's like, yeah, it's like even with Billy and Mandy, like they're so different, but, and even like all the other side characters that they deal with throughout the show, it's like Grimm is always the one to like mingle with these people typically and like bring a solution to something if there's one to be had, you know what I mean? Or he just like is cool with most people in the show, except for their like obvious enemies, you know what I mean? So it's like you guys have that. It's like you are able to read everybody and like read the room and like keep the peace. It's like, because you don't really get too involved with anything, I'm hearing as well. That's why it's also giving me kind of Libra energy. It's like this balance of like being stoic but also connected, and like connected but not really. It's like a lot of the things that go on are like a little bit away from Grimm. So it's like he's there, but it's really about Billy and Mandy, you know what I'm saying? He's just like their guardian. So it's like, so he's not always like with them or like in it, like they're in it, but he's still there. And he like plays his role in like solving whatever issue they done stirred up, you know what I mean? Something like that. Yeah. You give a very diplomatic energy, like really. I'm hearing some people don't trust you, and some people can also view you as flighty. Like, not, because some people feel like there is no such thing as being neutral, you know. Some people feel like there is no such thing as seeing both sides. Some people feel like you know, if you don't choose sides, then you're fake. But it's not that, for you, I feel like you don't really choose sides because I don't really think you care. Like, I feel like you have your own things going on, and so it's like whenever all of this other stuff is going on, it's like you're gonna try to solve it and maybe try to, you know, put out the fire. But at the end of the day, this oftentimes don't really have nothing to do with you. Like, this isn't your problem to fix, or this isn't your beef to really like fully involve yourself in until something happens that makes you take it to that level, that makes it personal to you. But if it's not personal to you, then you just really don't care. Like, you're focused on the next thing that you have to do. You're focused on your next move. Okay, both of these cards are looking this way. So it's like you focus on something else. Like, you're not even really focused on this. It's like you have this ability to like show up and be very friendly and get along with people very well, but you don't really, when it comes to when you're by yourself in your alone time, you're not really thinking about these people. You're not really giving too much of your energy away to others. Okay, Spirit, what else? How else does Pile 1 or Group 1 remind people of Grimm? We have the Chariot in reverse, and then we have that Ten of Swords poking out again, and the Ace of Wands. And then we have the Magician back here. With these cards, I feel like you're somebody who's not afraid to... It's like this energy of you're not... Again, it's like you're not afraid to put an end to things here. Because it's like we have the Chariot in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse, and then the Ten of Swords, and then the Magician. It's just like this energy that you go through a lot of rebirths. Yeah, you go through a lot of... rebirths in your life. You're somebody who glows up often, or who maybe like changes your style often. I'm hearing that you could have had an emo phase, you could have had a goth phase, you could have had a, I don't know, e-girl phase, a coquette phase. Like, you be having like a bunch of different phases, because it's like when you get creative inspiration, like you act on that. I'm hearing with the Ace of Wands and the Chariot, it's like when you get inspiration to do something, you act on it. And so what that means is that when you feel a new beginning, you're very ready and able to start something, okay? But then at the same time, when you feel like, okay, this thing is boring, this thing is old, I'm craving something new, you also have no problem ending things. And I think it's so interesting that we have the same thing basically twice. We have the Fool, so a major arcana, and then everything, and then the Ten of Swords reverse. And then here we have the Ten of Swords, and then another major arcana. So yeah, that's definitely one of the ways in which you relate to Grimm, is that you're not afraid of death. You're not afraid of starting over. You're not afraid of becoming a new person. You're not afraid of a rebrand. You're not afraid of reinventing yourself. You could do a lot of self-concept work, and I'm feeling like self-concept is maybe a term that is newer to you, like maybe you just discovered it within the last couple of years. But I feel like even without you having a name for it, you've always been like this. You've always been the kind of person to change frequently. You could definitely have prominent Scorpio placements here, okay? I wouldn't be shocked. I'm actually a little bit shocked that the Death card hasn't come through, but this definitely gives Scorpio energy for sure, okay? With that death, rebirth energy, that transformation energy, yeah. You guys could definitely have a heavy Scorpio. And I'm saying that this one isn't even tied to just like your big three or your Venus, because this feels like y'all could have Scorpio in multiple places, or even in those planets that we don't tend to talk about as much, but it could still be having a heavy impact on the way that you show up, okay? So let's get some more messages. Spirit, how is my Group 1 reminding people of Grimm? We have joy, We have joy, rejoicing in the present. That's what I mean. It's like, y'all are really, it's like so interesting. You would think, like, a lot of people, I think, are afraid of starting over. A lot of people fear the future. They fear what will happen if they take risks. But I'm feeling like you're somebody who lives in the moment. And even with the alignment here with, like, the King of Wands, somebody who just moves forward with, like, determination, passion, gusto, and then this joy card here also having these warm tones, kind of giving, like, fall energy. It's like this energy that you are somebody who is not afraid of the future. Like, you're not afraid of taking risks because you do things that feel good for you in the moment. You can also be kind of impulsive. And that's what I mean. It's like, but it's like you're impulsive, but like at the same time, it's still kind of like very thought out and like well-intentioned. That's what I mean. It's like you have these two energies where like you do come across as somebody who's very logical and wise and, you know, mature, but then the way that you move can come across naive, or like with this fool here is like the way that you move can come across to others as naive, or like you weren't thinking, or what were you thinking, you know. But it's like you're kind of just, it's kind of like you're moving with like a knowing versus logic. Like there's a aspect of logic here with the Magician and all these elements, but a lot of your decision making comes from your gut instincts and like what you're naturally drawn to. You all could be generators in human design. You don't have to be though, but you definitely could be. A lot of this is fueled by like your sacral and your solar plexus. There was something else that I was gonna say. Oh yeah, and it's like, because Grimm is a skeleton, so he doesn't have a brain, technically. It's like, sometimes people perceive you as like being kind of dumb or being ditzy or naive. But I also feel like you play dumb too. I think sometimes you do it subconscious. I think you just don't really care to like prove your intelligence to people or prove or explain your decisions to people. So you don't. But that, yeah, that's how people are kind of seeing you. This is so interesting. But then again, it's like there's this energy of like being wise or a teacher, because when you make these moves, it works out for you, because we have the Fool upright, we got the Magician upright, the King of Wands upright, rejoicing in the present moment, even the Three of Cups. So it's like, even though other people might not understand your actions or why you did what you did, or why you stopped working on this thing to pursue something else, or, you know, why you left that job when you know, it's like you be leaving things and people be like, oh, you should stick there and, you know, stick it out and work on this and do that. And when you don't, they view you as being illogical or dumb or naive. But then in the long run, you end up further than them in life because of the risk that you took. And then that turns around and gives those same people the perspective of you as a teacher or somebody who's wise, somebody who's mature. It like makes sense later. Interesting. So we have an increase in sales / clients is on the way. So some of y'all could have a business. Definitely some of y'all could have a business, because like I said, it's like you have this teacher, leader, authority type of energy. We have express your authenticity. I think this is interesting. I think you come across as somebody who is like eccentric for sure. Eccentric and different, because if you think about it, I mean, Grimm was literally like a talking skeleton walking around in the land of the living. He obviously was very much different, but he still was him. Like he never, I can't think of too many episodes where he tried to fit in. And even if he did, he just looked stupid because you're like a skeleton with clothes on. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like you guys, you have maybe a different look. Okay, so some of you could have an alternative style of like dressing. And then we have Aquarius right here on the bottom of the deck. So some of y'all are definitely like weirdos, not in like an offensive weirdo, but like, you know, eccentric basically. And other people perceive you as being different, okay, or out of the box, very unique. Some of this could have to do with your facial features, but also a lot of it could have to do with your style and like the things that you're into. You could also be somebody who has a different belief system than like your family or something like that, I'm hearing. So it could just be like, there's something about you here that makes you different. You could have been gifted or like honors as a kid, or maybe graduated from school early, like before the age that, you know, is the standard to graduate at or something like that, or you skip grades. I'm also hearing what you do for work is different. So you could do something on a creative path. You guys could even be into spirituality as well with us having Grimm. Some of y'all could be mediums and psychics. Somebody could work what is that? What do you call that? Somebody could work in like, I'm hearing a morgue, but also at like a funeral home. That's what I was thinking. A funeral home. Somebody could be a mortician or something like that. Or somebody could work in a hospital, but like you're working around the patients that are like, what is the term I'm looking for? Dang, what is that term? I hate that I have to Google in the middle of the reading. I'm so sorry, but I can't let it pass me now. Just go ahead and skip, you know. Terminal. When somebody has a terminal illness, terminal patients, okay? I just didn't want to say the wrong thing. I didn't want it to be like, oh, the ones who are gonna pass. Like, that's crazy. Like, I wanted to say the right word and, you know, have a little respect. But yeah. Or you guys could work in a cemetery. Like, there's something here about like the other side where you're not afraid of death, or like maybe Halloween is your favorite holiday. You could like scary movies. You don't have to though, but you could. There's something here about you like having like this differentness about you, but that differentness is parts of it are like just things that aren't really that serious, such as your style, but then also it could be part of your job, or it could be part of your personality and like the things that you find interesting. So, but I am saying that at least in the things that you find interesting, something here, there's like a darkness. Again, like, and when I say darkness, I more so mean something having to do with death or like the other side. Okay. Some of you could be orphans, or could have like, this is so, I didn't really want to get dark like this, but I mean, it is spooky season, the veil is thin, things are coming through. So just a trigger warning, I am finna mention more about death. But yeah, some of you could have a situation where like most of the people in your family have passed on. Somebody here could have also lost somebody recently. This is actually, and that's why I was like, I don't be wanting to say it because I feel like I don't want to trigger anybody, but what's coming through and it keeps showing over and over is Sasuke from Naruto. And if you know, you know. But yeah, there's this, some of y'all, there's like I said, like there's like this darkness to you, and it's gonna show up in different ways for different people. But yeah, you guys have this darkness to you. It's like when I say darkness, it's like a depth. It's like you're somebody who, I feel like you're not afraid of death, or you have had to deal with death and will face death head on more than other people, or more than the average person. In whatever way that is going to show up in your life is going to be different for everyone. But yeah, that is coming through. And I mean, I'm not shocked. Obviously, you pulled the Grim Reaper, obviously. Like, so I just know that, you know, sometimes you don't be expecting to hear about something and then it just catches you off guard. So that's why I didn't want to just spring it on you like that. But yeah, that is coming through as well. People perceive that about you. So let's go ahead and end off with some affirmations, okay? Spirit, what affirmations do we want to leave group 1 with? These don't necessarily have to do with the reading anymore, by the way. We have, I love the way that I look, period. Yeah, some of y'all definitely have like a unique style or something about you that's different in terms of the way that you dress and or your actual physical appearance and features. People do like this about you though, because I mean, if you think about it, even in the show, like a lot of people really like Grimm. Like you would think like, oh, this talking, walking skeleton would be like, literally, look, we have, I'm always being showered with gifts and money. You would think that like people would be more afraid in the show, like, oh, there's a talking, walking skeleton. And it's like sometimes people are, but honestly, like a lot of the people in the show really like Grimm and they accept him, even though he's very different, even though he does not belong to this world. And so that's how you are, where it's like people like, that's why when I said weirdo, like I was like, not in a bad way, this is actually like a good thing. Like people like your weirdness, people like how different you are, people find you to be very interesting, people also like your depth as well. This is giving me as well, like it's making me think about The Weeknd, like somebody who like the old The Weeknd, okay, like not I don't know what the fuck, you know, niggas be doing lately, but I'm talking about like back then, like it was kind of giving that, like somebody who has this like eccentric dark energy where like they're mysterious and they kind of seem like stoic, but they're also like be saying wise stuff, but then they also be doing like funny, naive stuff. And it's just like this person that you just want to get to know more about because they're always changing and showing up different ways, but you also have this respect for them. And like it's just like people have a lot of things and feelings towards you because you just are a very different, mysterious, deep person, and people can perceive that, okay? That they can see it on you. They can see that it's in you, not on you, okay? So that's what I have for you, pile one. Go ahead and leave me some skulls in the comments to let me know that you made it to the end and that you chose Grimm. All right, other than that, if you would like to book a personal, find out the intro song, donate to the channel, or find me on socials, you can find that information down below in the description box. And I will see you next time. Bye. Hey, pal 2, welcome to your reading. Okay, if you would like to book a personal, find out the intro song, donate to the channel, or find me on socials, you can find the information down below in the description box. Okay, other than that, let's get into it. So I have the characters in here, so we're gonna see. We only got 2 left, obviously. Boom, bam, bop. I'm excited. Let's see who we have for pile 2. This is your character. Boom, y'all have Mandy. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see. And again, remember that this reading is going to be how other people perceive you. This is the character that other people would say that you remind them of. Okay, so we all have Mandy for you. Off rip, I'm seeing Queen of Swords. Okay, I'm hearing not impressed. Tell it like it is, straight up, blunt. You guys could definitely be air signs. You don't have to be, but you definitely could be. I'm definitely getting like air signs or fire signs. Okay, but you don't have to be. Let's get into it. Spirit, how is group 2 like Mandy? I'm also hearing that you're very perceptive as well. Let's see. We have the 4 of Wands. Let me see. Two of Swords. The 10 of Wands. We have the 5 of Wands. I'll take this one. And the 5 of Cups. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. I'm also going to take these 2. So, off rip, what I'm hearing is that you might feel like you carry the group, or that you are the one who is, how do I want to say? It's like you might not be, it's like you give me the brain, like I'm hearing the phrase, the brains behind the operation. So you might be the kind of person who, maybe you're not the actual like leader on paper, maybe you're not the actual manager, but it's as if the actual manager comes to you and gives you their problems to solve. Their, like, even with these 5s here, it's like you are the one who is getting the problems to solve them, and this is being put onto your back, even though you may not even be the one who is technically the leader or who is technically supposed to be doing these things. I'm also hearing that with this 9 of Pentacles reverse, I think a lot of people underestimate your they underestimate your maturity here. They also may underestimate your emotional intelligence and like your stability, your strength. We had the Strength card in reverse. So like I said, some of y'all could be fire signs. You could be a Leo. You don't have to be. There's this energy here. It's like with this 4 of Wands and like the 2 of Swords, I'm hearing that you could be around a lot of people who like to keep up images, or who like, what's the word I want to say? It's like people who like to keep up an image that, but specifically like keep up an image that like they are the ones running something, or that their life is more contained and peaceful than it really is. But it's like behind that, but it's like an illusion, because it's like behind that is really you carrying the brunt of the work. So I think that this relates to Mandy in the sense that she's obviously like most of the time the smartest one there, really. But it's like she's a little girl. So she gets downplayed a lot, and like, you know, Grimm is the actual like adult in this scenario. So it's like he would be the one who's technically like the guardian and like the leader most of the time, but oftentimes, even though Grimm can have his wise moments, he oftentimes also has his very naive moments. And Mandy is very like stern, straightforward. She's usually always the one to be able to tell that something is about to go down before it goes down, or she's always the one to come up with like a master plan for something. Like if somebody is messing with her, she's definitely gonna go back and get that ass. Okay, leave them hurt, leave them sad. Okay, but it's like she don't be getting the credit though. She don't always get the credit. But it's like the interesting thing about it though too though, because like I said, I was seeing Queen of Swords in my third eye. There's also, though, this energy that the people who it matters, or like, it's like when it really matters, or the people who it actually matters to know to fear her. It's like people try her a little bit, but at the same time, they do learn to fear. And I feel like it's a learned fear. Like, if this is so interesting to me. You have this energy that's very like intimidating in like a cute, sweet package. It's like you're somebody who, again, it's like you're unsuspecting. Like people might not expect you to be as smart, or to be as witty, or to be as smart mouth. I mean, like, or to be as ruthless or cutthroat. Because I'm hearing that you're also somebody who, again, that Queen of Swords, is like you are not sweet. I'm hearing like you are somebody who I'm kind, but I'm not nice. Like you're somebody who, you don't necessarily go out of your way to just like bully people or anything, but if somebody says something smart to you, you're going to have a smart comeback, and it's going to be 10 times worse than what they said to you. If you get into a fight with somebody, you might not even want to fight, but you're going to whip their ass, or you're going to do something else that's so like snarky and conniving that it just makes them like never ever want to fuck with you ever again. Like you're literally like leaving people in distress. Like you're leaving, like the things that you do to people, it's like your get back. Particularly, it's like you really be chilling, but when people poke you, it's like, oh, you have a lot of things on your mind that you like, oh, perfect, you just gave me a great opportunity to test out this technique, or to test out this technique, or to come up with this master plan to get revenge on you. Okay, Aquarius could be significant as well. I'm also picking up on Scorpio. Y'all are somebody, I'm hearing that you're very vindictive, but with the Four of Wands, it's like you'll play along though. Like you'll play along with the bullshit until somebody just actually like pokes you or tests you or says the wrong thing. This is so interesting. This reading is so fun. And like I was saying in part 1, I am going to make this a series of doing this, like, oh, which character are you from this movie or show? Not just during the month of October. I just chose Billy and Mandy because we're in October, so I was like, of course I have to start with something that's a spooky show. Okay, but let's see. Spirit, how is group 1 like Mandy? We have, look, bro, I can't even make this up. We have zombie with control. You guys are literally like puppet masters. You're like behind the scenes controlling stuff. Like it's giving me hypnoticism. Is it fuck? Is it hypnoticism? Hypnotics? Hypnotizing? Like it's like you almost know how to hypnotize people. Because with this illusions too, it's like you also, it's so interesting because you have this duality of like, on one hand, I think sometimes it irritates you that like you don't get your credit, or that you're not immediately seen as somebody who's like a boss, or who's super intelligent, or who's a leader. But at the same time, you guys could definitely be feminines watching this. You don't have to, but you definitely could be. It's like, but at the same time, you understand how being perceived as weak or docile or naive or dumb, you also understand how being in that position actually gives you a lot of control over other people and a lot of control over the situation. This is literally making me think about the first episode where that guy, they were doing that like sorcery school thing, and they were trying to prank the other school's dean, and Mandy kept coming up with strategies to basically like piss him off or get under his skin, and the other boy kept taking credit for it, and she let him take credit the whole time. And then when he got in trouble, she's like, well, you said that was your idea, right? So stand on that, basically. You know what I mean? So it's like you have this energy of, again, it's like you really are like, I kind of want to say like you have an evil villain type of vibe to you. But it's like you have these master plans. You know how to get back at people. You know how to be petty, okay? You know how to hit them where it hurts, okay? You know how to make it sting, but you also know how to throw a rock and hide your hand, or to like blend in without being perceived as the person that's stealing. This is like one of those things where, you know how like, okay, this is gonna be like, I don't know if I can even say this on YouTube. It's not like actual or anything, but you know how sometimes if people want to steal, they'll have like a person of color and then a white person, And they'll do that because they know that because of racial stereotypes that the people in the store are more likely to follow around the person of color. So they'll go in together, and then the person of color will like act like they're finna steal, and so they'll have all the employees focused on them, following them around, and then the white partner will like go around and actually take stuff because, you know, they just have that benefit in society that they are not automatically seen as criminals. So they're actually the one getting away with it while everybody's attention is over here, and then they end up leaving out together, and they both benefit from this. This was like a show or a movie. Where did I see that? I literally remember, I'm seeing the scene in my head. I saw this online somewhere. I don't know if it was from like a TV show or what. I don't even know, but I definitely have seen this somewhere. But yeah, it's something like that, where it's like, because you are unsuspecting, or because people don't immediately perceive you to be like a threat to them or anything, you use that to your control to like, it's like to do your plays behind the scenes almost. That's so interesting. Y'all are like sneaky little conniving little ones. But what I'm hearing though is that like, you don't use this power for evil, you use this power for karma. So I am hearing that like, you don't just fuck with people for no reason, you know what I mean? Like, anybody who's messing with you or who you enact this energy on has already started with you first. I'm definitely hearing like, I don't start things, but I finish it. And it's like, you kind of, I think it's fun for you because it's like, you know that you didn't start it. So you know that like, it's almost as if like you're given a pass to be bad, because it's like, well, somebody deserves this, so let me be the one to do it to them. You know what I mean? Y'all are very funny. I have strong feelings for you. I think people are also attracted to you because of it. It's like I can see why people are attracted to you, because it's like, look, you inspire me. And we have Scorpio too, bruh. You're fine as hell. You have, like, you literally have this, like, little devious energy to you. And it's like, other people really like this. Some people, I'm hearing they want to be dominated by you. You guys could be, in the spicy industry, and you could be, dominating somebody, okay? Or you could just, like, there's this energy of just people, even if you're not doing that, like, in the bedroom necessarily, like, you have that type of energy about you, and like, it attracts people who want to submit to you. And that's whether you masculine or feminine or genderless or not, that really don't even have nothing to do with gender. That's just your energy, okay? Because it's like, there's this like magnetism about you, because it's like you look so, like, I want to say the word unbecoming, but I don't think that's the right word. But it's like, you just look very like innocent. And like, again, it's like people just, I think it's also because people find you to be exciting, because like, they wouldn't expect this of you. You have this, it's like you're very interesting and very entertaining to people. So it's like, even if you're a little bit mean, even if like sometimes you say things that hurt their feelings, it like excites them. I'm literally hearing like, you have the kind of personality where people like it when you're mean to them. Like, you might attract people who have like a humiliation kink, honestly. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, some of y'all, again, you don't have to be in the spicy industry, but you might just notice this even in your regular life. Like, people like it when you're mean to them. It's almost like a kind of Regina George type of energy. We're like, but like, you're not a bully though. I don't know. This is so interesting. It's like you kind of are, but you're not. Like, okay, we have you're overthinking it. You already know what to do. I feel like this is more so how you, what's the thing I was gonna say? Especially with it being next to you, inspire me. This is how you come across. Like, this is how you help other people. It's like you're the kind of person who will bully the bully. You're the kind of person who will protect somebody else and like whoop somebody else. Like, you'll whoop ass or like at somebody else's defense. And so it's like, you like whooping ass, but you know, like, you can't just be out here whooping ass. So you make sure that the ass that you whoop is of somebody who actually deserved it, somebody who was like hurting somebody else or harming somebody else. Because I do feel like you're fair. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just evil out here, but you do like bringing justice. Okay? With this, oh, you're overthinking it, you already know what to do. I feel like you, again, it's like you inspire other people to like stand up for themselves, definitely. I'm hearing that you can put batteries in other people's back, but not in like a messy way where you're just like instigating a situation, but it's in a way where like somebody really does need to like stand up for themselves and defend themselves. And it's like, you'll defend them one time or a couple of times, but then you also give them the courage to like stand up for themselves and teach them how to stand up for themselves. That is so interesting. This is so fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and end off this reading with some affirmations. Spirit, what affirmations would you like to leave group number 2 with? And this is separate from the reading at this point. We have, I prioritize my rest, rejuvenation, health, and beauty, okay? So you guys are definitely tending to yourself. Focus on yourself. Continue being in that energy. Let's see. I'm gonna get one more. That's not one more. Okay, I guess we just don't want to have one more. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do it. I guess y'all need to hear it. Okay, so we have my chakras are balanced and aligned. Okay, I'm hearing that throat chakra is real active, honey. That throat chakra is real balanced and aligned, real open. I love the way that I look. You guys might have also felt drawn to pile 1, okay? I was thinking that too when I first started reading, but I was like, I'm not even gonna say nothing. But whenever we have some of the same cards come out, I can go ahead and say it. So yeah, you guys might have also been drawn to pile 1. So if you were, that is your confirmation to definitely go check that out. Okay, and then we have my physical body is healthy and thriving. Okay, so period. That is what I have for you all, pile 2 or group 2. Leave me, what should we do in the comments? Leave me a pink flower emoji because she wore a pink dress with a flower on it. So guys, leave me a pink flower emoji down below to let me know that you're from group 2 and that you made it to the end. If you would like to book a personal, support the channel, find out the intro song, or find me on socials, you can find that information down below in the description box. Other than that, I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 3, or group 3. I didn't do piles today, but group 3. Welcome to your reading. If you would like to book a personal, to find out the intro song, support the channel, or find me on socials, you can do so down below. So let's go ahead and jump in and see which character are you from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Let's get into it. So I have them in here. Obviously, by the group 3, there's only one left. Let's go ahead and see. Spirit, which character is group number 3? We have Billy. Okay, now hold on. Now don't be trying to go find another pal because you think you don't want to be Billy. Let's see why you're Billy. It's gonna be something good. Don't even go nowhere. Chill. Okay. So let's see, Spirit. And again, if you skip the intro, this reading is going to be mostly like, how are others perceiving you? Okay, this is what other people would say. Like, this is the character that other people would say that you remind them of, if I can talk. Okay. So Spirit, how is group 3 reminding people of Billy? How is group 3 reminding people of Billy? First of all, I'm hearing that you have a lot of heart and you have a lot of resilience. Like, Billy be getting beat up all the time and he just be bouncing back. Like, he be a little sore or something, or you know, he'll get beat up, but then he'd be right back normal. You know what I mean? So it's like you have this I'm hearing you have this tenacity about you. Let's see. Ooh. We have the 2 of Swords in reverse. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Hanged One. The Chariot in reverse. Okay. And then the Empress in reverse. And then the Queen of Wands. Queen of Swords in reverse. So people don't think that you're dumb, but they think that you just be doing shit. Honestly, people think you just be doing shit, but the thing about it is that it works for you though. Like, this is something that, it's like when people first meet you, they might see you as somebody who is like, you have, this is giving me the energy of somebody who is like, and again, please stick with me. I don't want you to feel offended because this is other people's perception. This does not have to be how you perceive yourself, but there are positive qualities that I'm going to get to, but I do want to just say the whole thing, okay? So it's like people see you as somebody who doesn't always have common sense. Like, you might come across ditzy, or like you could be very book smart, but when it comes to like real world smart or like street smarts, people might view you as ditzy. You could be somebody who's like from the suburbs or from just a walk of life where you didn't really have to be hyper vigilant of your surroundings in public, or like you didn't have to develop like a certain thickness of skin or certain types of social skills because you were just not in environments where you needed that. You know what I mean? So, again, it's not that you're dumb, but people just see you as, you have this like naive type of way about you that just like people can, again, it gives that you just grew up kind of with a silver spoon. Like, you just grew up in an environment where like you were very safe and protected, and so therefore you just don't think about things that people who grew up in more, you know, impoverished or dangerous areas had to develop in order to survive and get by, right? Okay. but with that being said, you do, and I see it poking out here, and I knew it was going to, we also have the sun. It's like you also, even though like, okay, maybe people don't see you as like, you know, the smartest person around, you do come across as like the brightest person around, and the person who is like always able to brighten the mood. I'm hearing that you make jokes at really inappropriate times, and it's like, some people might find it annoying because like, oh, this person is trying to be a class clown, like, but those are the people who have a stick up their butt, you know, and like, but other people, like, you help to lighten up the energy and like break up the energy, especially if there's something like tense going on. Like, you're the kind of person, what's that meme where I think it was like, what's this like Little People Atlanta? I don't know, it was like some reality show where they were sitting around, or was that Flavor of Love? Child, I don't know, but it was some reality TV show where they were sitting around the table and there was like a heated discussion going on, and then somebody was like, so how's the chicken? Or like, oh, the chicken is good. It was something like that they said. It's like, you just say something that's completely like out of the blue, random, off topic, but it lightens up the mood and like it brings laughter and joy into the space. And you just have this energy of like, there's like this light about you that you carry. And it's interesting as well because I'm hearing like, even whether people feel like you have common sense or not, I feel like you are somebody who is very hardworking. And again, it's like that tenacity. I feel like, excuse me, you're somebody who tries not to get caught up in choices. Like, I'm hearing that some people can be even like too smart for their own good, where they end up making themselves anxious, trying to like think of every scenario or think of how everything can go wrong. I feel like you're somebody who doesn't really do that. I feel like you kind of just start working on something. Like, if you have an idea to do something, you just start doing it. You don't really get into like analysis paralysis or procrastination. But I am also seeing here that with these cards, this is interesting. It's like, how do I even want to say this? Let me like get my words for a second. It's like you're the kind of person who like just pops out with shit. Like, you know how cartoon characters, they'll have like a book bag or a pocket or something, and they'll end up coming into a situation where they end up needing like a random item, and they just pull it out of their pocket and it's just there, and like the item is like bigger than their pocket or bigger than their book bag. So it's like, how the fuck did you even fit this in there? Where did this come from? Why did you have this? It's just like very random but like cartoony. It's like you have that kind of energy in real life. It's like people don't actually see you fucking do anything. Like, people don't really see you do anything. Like, you actually you're somebody who works in silence, and like, you're somebody who doesn't, I'm hearing that you also don't tell people about everything that you're doing. And maybe you like to be perceived as like the ditzy one or the dumb one because it absolves you of responsibility. I'm picking up on that as well. But there's this energy here that people don't be seeing you do any fucking thing. They don't see you do anything, and they kind of see you. It's like when they look at you, they see you as somebody that like lacks common sense, or maybe is naive or kind of ditzy. And so they just don't see you like going anywhere. They don't see you doing anything. They don't see you as somebody to be praised or to garner lots of respect. But it's like, you be really behind the scenes, like with your head down, working, focused on yourself. And then it's like you pop out later and you're showing up in like this Sun, Queen of Wands energy. And then it's like when people see you in certain, like a different environment than the one that maybe they're used to seeing you in, it's like they see your personality really come out. And then they're like, oh, like this person is actually like, there's more to this person than I thought. Or like, this person is more valuable than I thought. Or maybe I was trying to view this person from only one type of lens, and since they didn't have, you know, the best strengths in that particular lens, I counted them out. But they have this whole other set of skills that's actually really valuable in society. Okay, let me make sure I'm still recording. Okay, yeah, we recorded, we in there. Okay, so that's interesting. You kind of give me like the underdog. Like, you give somebody who again, it's like people don't really expect you to do much, or they don't really see you doing much. They may feel like you're not that capable of much. You could be somebody who's like book smart, but you lack street smarts, or you could be somebody who is street smart, but you maybe didn't have the best grades in school, or maybe you didn't graduate or something like that, or you didn't graduate on time. Maybe you got held back in school or something like that. Take it how it resonates. It could be either one, but regardless, it's like people see you as somebody who, people just don't view you as that smart. That's just the truth. Like, I don't think you're actually not smart, but that's how certain people see you. People definitely underestimate your mind. And it's like, I don't know, it kind of feels like you are a little bit, like, it's this interesting energy. Like, I don't feel like you're dumb, but I don't feel like you're just like the smartest one in the room, but that gives you an edge because you're not so analytical that you're like, again, it's like you're not so analytical that you're overthinking anything. Like, you just be doing shit. You just be doing shit. You just be working, you just be putting yourself out there and just doing shit. It's like you have this childlike innocence about you. You have this childlike imagination, and like, you know how kids just be doing shit. It's literally like this, I don't know why I keep wanting to say that. It's like, just be doing shit. Like, kids just be doing shit. Like, kids would just put anything in their mouth. They would just pick anything up. They want to stick their finger into any object. That's why I got to plug up the sockets. Kids would just stick their finger in a socket. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. It's like you clearly wasn't thinking when you did that, but you just did it anyways. You be doing stuff like that, but the things that you do without thinking about it are things that actually benefit your life. There are things that actually are good decisions for you to make, and things that are going to build your future. Okay? You could also be very creative as well. You could be very creative, definitely funny. Some of y'all could actually be comedians, or like stand-up comedians, or you can make skits online, or you could be like a class clown, or you could have been the class clown in school. But there's definitely this energy here that you definitely brighten the room. You have a very big heart. You're very funny. And I just feel like you don't really take life too serious. That's also what it is. It's not that you're not that smart, but it's just like you just don't take life serious. Like, you don't really, I feel like nothing is really that deep to you. You might be one of those people who believes that nothing really matters. And so it's like, since nothing really matters, I just do what I want to do every day. And like, I don't really care to think about it. Maybe you didn't care to go to college or something like that. But again, it's like, it works for you though. Like, because you're off this, you have your own path. I'm also getting, I'm getting like Aries, Pisces. Like, yeah. I'm getting YOLO vibes for sure. Okay. We have Skull of Flowers, creating through the ashes. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you guys, and then we have Black Cat, fortune meets opportunity. And we have a Black Cat right here as well. I can't make this up. It's like, because y'all really don't take anything that seriously, and because you're not overthinking stuff, you're not always trying to be the smartest in the room, and you kind of just follow your heart and your creativity and just like where the wind takes you, damn near basically. It's like, because you have that kind of energy, it's like you always like end up in very lucky situations. And that's what I was meaning to, like, because Billy, he be getting fucked up. Like, they just be doing him any kind of way sometimes in episodes, but he always bounce back. Like, he always bounce back. He always be good, like, wherever he's at. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, sometimes, you know, he be dumb. They be saying his brain is empty or whatever the fuck, but he always make it out. Like, he always be good. He always good in the hood. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of energy. So let's go ahead and pull some oracles for you. Spirit, why do people think that pile 3 or group 3 is like Billy? Ooh, we have you trigger my insecurities. I feel like, hold on. We have I love you. Yeah, people love you because you bring out such a bright light, like, within people. I feel like, and just within the space, like, you're one of those people where, I'm here, you also could be somebody who people are not initially attracted to. There's something about your appearance as well, and this is no shade. I'm just a messenger. But there's this energy here where maybe you're not like conventionally attractive by like society's standards, or there's like certain features about you that are kind of different to where certain people don't initially like look at you and are not just, it's like people are not automatically physically attracted to you, but like people fall in love with your personality. Like, you're giving me like the funny one. And that's not me saying that you don't look good, but it's just like, you have something about your look. It's just society has written it off, basically. So the average person might not look at you and immediately think like, oh, this person is just so attractive. But it's like, once people get to know you, they fall in love with you because your personality is like top tier. And if you're somebody who is physically attractive and you have this personality, oh honey, people definitely see you as Queen of Wands, the star. But I'm hearing that even if you're somebody who's like not, you don't fit into like conventional beauty standards, I feel like people like over time grow to find you very beautiful. It's like you attract people who either like eccentric beauty, or I'm really feeling like it's both actually. So you could attract people who like eccentric beauty, who do not follow society's idea of beauty standards, and those are the people who are typically attracted to you. But I'm also seeing that certain people who do like society's standards of beauty, they end up falling for your personality first, and then it's like once they like love who you are as a person, then it's like it reveals their beauty to you, and then they start to see like that there's beauty outside of these terms. You could be the kind of person to get people to tell you that they've never dated somebody like you before, they've never dated somebody who looks like you before, but like you open up their horizons, or like after dating you, like they feel like they no longer have a type, because like they realize that, well, you are my type, but I love you and I think you're beautiful, you know what I mean? So I guess I don't really have a type anymore, you know, like that. Okay. But also with this you trigger my insecurities, there are certain people here, you have a serious sense of confidence about you. And again, part of it comes from the fact that I feel like you're just kind of fearless and you just really don't care. And that triggers other people. It especially triggers people who want to be very controlled, predictable. They want to fit in. People who kind of box themselves in for like society's approval, or even people who are really smart and they like really place a lot of their value and identity onto being smart, or being like the smartest one in the room, or being very intelligent. You kind of trigger those people's insecurities because you have this energy where it's like people were taught, and this could also be you triggering people who are conventionally attractive too, because it's like the energy that I'm picking up on is this energy of like people being taught that because of certain things that they have that you may not have, that like it automatically makes them better than you, or it automatically makes them more likely to be more successful than you. And so it's like people initially, like when you come around, I feel like people initially look down on you because again, they think you're stupid, or they think you're ugly, or they think you're whatever the fuck, or they think you're weird. But as time goes on, you tend to be more successful than these people, whether it's in work, whether it's in career, whether it's that, you know, the person who they had a crush on actually ends up having a crush on you, whether it's that their friends end up wanting to be your friend. You do get a lot of attention here with the Sun and the King of Wands. You definitely attract a lot of attention. And it's like you attract more attention than somebody who is smart, or somebody who fits into the stereotypical beauty standards thinks that you should get for somebody who's not as smart as them, or not as conventionally pretty or handsome as them. And so that's how you trigger people, because they're like, you know, I fit all the boxes that I'm supposed to fit in. You know, this person is still attracting more attention than me, or this person is still more successful than me. And it makes them question themselves on like if the things that they have built their sense of value on are actually valuable. Okay. People could try to humble you a lot, especially people who you think who have more than you, or who are perceived as prettier than you, because it probably confuses you, because you like, well, you have more than me, or you're smarter than me, or more people are attracted to you than they are to me, so why do I bother you so much? It's because these people, their ego is, making sure I'm still recording, but it's like their ego is just built off of like things that aren't really real, you know what I mean? So it's like when you come around and you prove to them that none of that shit is real, because you may not be the smartest in the room, you may not be the most beautiful according to society in the room, and you still have the you still have the light that you have, and like the magnetic aura about you that you have. It just makes them realize that the shit that they thought mattered really doesn't matter. And so it's like, well, if my looks don't matter, or if my wits and my intelligence don't matter as much as I thought it does, then who am I? Because oftentimes the people I'm hearing in particular who you trigger, again, are people who have built up their sense of self-esteem off of their looks, or off of being the smartest one around. And they think that makes them better than others, and that they should be more successful than others. And when that doesn't go that way, it just makes them feel like all that shit was pointless. And it's like, well, if, you know, me being the prettiest or me being the smartest didn't get me anywhere, then who am I really? Because I spent my whole life thinking that me being the prettiest or the smartest was going to get me to where I wanted to go. And it's not. And so now I have to figure something else out. But it's like they don't have a personality, or they don't have this light that you have. They're not funny. They don't have that sense of optimism that rubs off on others. You know what I mean? They could be also very critical and be somebody who likes to control situations. And you are somebody who is very understanding, and you don't really care to control anything but yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, people also can be intimidated by your freedom. Okay. especially I'm hearing people who might work like restrictive jobs, because you could have a job that's very allows you to be very free and very open. You could travel a lot for work. Some of y'all could be flight attendants, but you could travel for work or work from home or work like you could have like a business that allows you to like create your own schedule or something like that. And so people who have a more like mundane, practical, limited, traditional type of lifestyle could be envious of that as well. That's so interesting. This is the only group I picked up on that had like envy. And it's so interesting because, again, it's like you would not think that people, like if you wouldn't just, Billy is like the underdog of the show. So you just would not think that you would get that kind of energy. But yeah, that's exactly why people envy you, because people just think that they're just automatically better than you. And then you prove to them just by existing that they're not. And you like shit on people without even trying. Like you just shit on people by being yourself. And it's like, you're not even trying to shit on them. That you're like, they shit on themselves by shitting on you because you're not one to be shat on. And they realize that on their own. And it's also like a silent realization. This is a realization that people don't even say this to you. It's like something that they just silently realize on their own, and it's like their ego is crushed, but they can't say anything because then they'll have to admit that they were like shitting on you for no reason. You know? So interesting. We have divine feminine energy, creativity, and for divine feminine energy. Okay. Creativity and fertility. And we also have I'm gaslighting you in reverse, and the world needs you. I'm telling you, you have a light to shine into the world, and you really, really do brighten up people's day. But with this I'm gaslighting you in reverse, for one, with the divine feminine energy, I just feel like this is more confirmation here about this Queen of Wands and this Sun energy that I was talking about, with you being very creative and just brightening up people's day. Again, like luck and opportunities meeting you because of how you just are moved with your heart, and you don't really allow your mind to bog you down. But with this I'm gaslighting you in reverse, another thing that gets under people's skin is that I feel like you have a very thick skin, and like part of you not caring is also that you don't really care what people have to say about you. And like people might also see you as like an easy target for bullying, especially because of, again, some of you it's the way you look, or maybe you're just, again, not the smartest one in the room, and people can pick up on that, and so they just look at you as somebody who's going to be easy to bully. But you don't really, it's like when somebody bullies you, like it doesn't really bother you. It's like, it's kind of like with Billy and Mandy. Like Mandy is always like talking shit about him or whatever, but he's so happy and go lucky, he don't really even be giving a fuck sometimes. Sometimes he'll read her ass back. Every now and then it might get under his skin, but for the most part he be letting that shit roll off, you know what I mean? Like, and he'll just go on about his day, or you know, whatever. It's like you have that energy where like you probably have heard all the fucking roasts, you've heard all the jokes, and you know, you just don't care. Like you really just don't care. So like somebody can come up to you and say the meanest thing to you, and you're just like, are you done? Or you could just ignore them completely, or you just laugh and then you crack an even worse roast on them, and now everybody's laughing at them when the intention was to have everybody laughing at you, like, you know. And so it's like people just, oh, you get under skin. You definitely get under people's skin. You get under people's skin who wear masks and who are just very like egotistical, and they think they're so much better than other people because of dumb shit and materialistic things. And when they come across you, like, again, you're just very much in your heart. You're very pure, like you have this childlike energy about you. So it's just like nothing really bothers you, and you don't take anything serious, and people just fucking hate that. It's like people, again, like I said, people who have a stick up their butt, they're the ones who can't stand your ass. They can't stand you because they just feel like you don't take nothing serious, and they want you to be serious so bad. They want you to feel bad. They want you to be insecure. They want you to be overthinking and anxious like them, and it's just never going to happen. But on the flip side, other people love this about you. People who are maybe a little bit anxious, or maybe they're a little insecure, but they don't want to be. They want to be happy. They want to be free like you. Oh my, boy, do you inspire them. Boy, do they love you. Boy, do you create an impact on these people. There's people who remember jokes that you said, or things that you said to them years ago, that you don't even think about these people anymore, but they still have like positive memories of you making them laugh, or you saying something to boost their day. And again, you're the kind of person where, like, when it comes to, like, if you work in a team of people, like if you have a job, or if you're on a company with other people, or if you are in school and you have like the same classmates every day or something like that, or maybe if you live with other people, like you have roommates, or you live at home with family, there's this energy that people miss you when you're not there, because you don't really even have to necessarily do anything. It's like you just existing and being who you are, just, it really does brighten up a space, and you bring that like comedic relief to life. Like you bring that reminder that like nothing is really that serious to life, and people love you, Pile 3. They really do. This was really beautiful. I'm glad you stuck around, because I told you like it wasn't even gonna be bad. Like, chill. Okay, but if you made it to the end, go ahead and leave me a nose emoji. Okay, since you chose Billy, go ahead and leave me a nose emoji down below so I can know that you came from group 3 and that you watched all the way to the end. If you would like to book a personal, check out the intro song, support the channel, or find me on socials, you can find that information down below in the description box. And with that being said, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.